All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. I am here with this week's top scorer, Paper. What's going on, bro?
Not much. How you doing, man?
Good. And unfortunately, this week's lowest score, a
It
party.
happens. It happens.
It
Hey,
happens. You'll bounce back. You'll bounce back. The setback is set up for a great comeback, so don't worry. How you
definitely.
guys feeling? How's everything?
I'm feeling pretty good after this week's performance. I know it's kind of fluky, but I'm
Yeah.
excited, and I'm also nervous now for the next week's matchup, which I'm sure we'll talk about later.
Yes. A party. How are you feeling?
Definitely. I am good as well. It's been a rough couple weeks of football, but
Yeah.
it's early. We can turn it around. Lots of football left.
Yeah, so many injuries, so many heartbreaking stories out there. Yeah, but let's get into it. Uh so we are going to cover week 2. Unfortunately, you guys, I was under the weather, so I was not able to do week two's podcast, but we will cover it now. So of course you got your boy Cino going up against Tucker. It was a back and forth battle. Um at one point he was up 3 and I had no players left, and Deshaun Watson decided to be on my team and kept getting sacked and getting turnovers, and then boom, it put me 3 points up and the game ended. I was so happy. So yeah, I came out with the victory there, but Tucker definitely put up a great fight.
I
Next
love those
match,
close matchups.
yeah, they're sweaty, right? They're like, oh, I died through it. I tell you, my emotions were like this, like a roller coaster. The next matchup we had was Team Yoda versus East Coast Avengers, a party. So
Yep.
you got a
Brought this
party.
one home.
You beat the bricks off my boy Yoda.
Hey, my team looked good. This is where I felt
Yes.
comfortable.
Yes. Poor Yoda put up 151 points and still took a loss. I know what that's like. That's heartbreaking. When you get all those points, you get all that production, you feel like you're gonna get the win, and then you look over and the other team is just that much better. It sucks, man. It sucks. But you guys definitely had a good one here. High scoring game. So it was definitely entertaining. All right. Now we're gonna go with Brodell Beckham Jr., our boy Jolly Roger, versus looks good on paper, our guest. Paper, you came out with a landslide victory here. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. Trevor Lawrence got 3 points in this matchup,
Brutal,
so
I
it
know.
felt pretty good watching that game. But I also have T.J. Hawkinson, who's the number one tight end right now,
Yes.
who's really pulling through for me right now.
Yes.
So I felt really confident after this game, but I also felt really bad because Roger really got screwed over by his picks that he put out in this week.
Yeah, they didn't produce. I mean, Brandon Ayuk got hurt, and a lot of guys underperformed. And Zach Moss, though, he plugged in there and actually gave him 20-point production. So that's actually pretty good. That was
And
upside.
that was a
That was a good
free
pick.
agent pickup for him as
Yes,
well
yeah,
on
he
that
just
week.
plugged them right in there, right? So,
Yep.
so if you could get 20 points from a guy you get off the free agency and just plug him right into your lineup, that's a great day. So
Yeah,
there's
I was trying to
there was
pick him up
upside.
actually, so I was kind of sad to see that he was against me on that week. So
Oh,
I was gonna put him in.
he beat you out on waivers, right?
Yeah, he sniped me.
Oh, you gotta hate that, right?
It worked out though, I guess.
It happens. I lost out to my boy Ford because I have Nick Chubb in 2 other leagues, so I already was gunning for Ford. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna be gone. The first person is just gonna pick him up. He's gone. There's no way. All right, and then we got the next matchup. We have Tech Gods versus Sons of Whitebeard, our boy Viking. So it looked like the Tech Gods won in a landslide. And if you watched the previous episode, then you know that I am not too big on my boy Tech Gods
Throw the
team.
shade. Here we go. Here's your
Yeah.
time.
I predicted he only wins 6 games, and ever since I did that, it's like they heard me, and now they want to perform at peak value. We'll get into the next week.
What's
but
crazy
yeah,
about this game is that Dalvin Cook got negative points and he still
Yes.
scored 180
Yep.
on the week.
yes,
Like,
which is
that's
That
scary,
defense,
right?
man.
Not only
God.
that, George Kittle just 6. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like The defense, yes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers were playing Chicago. My quarterback, Justin Fields, who's been giving me zero production. So yeah, they definitely they killed Chicago there. Yeah, he's basically living off Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, McCaffrey, Mahomes, and his defense, which isn't bad. If you could get 4 out of your whole lineup to really perform at peak levels, then that's good. So I'm not gonna hate on him too much.
Right. I kind of want to go back and look at the draft because I'm curious how he got this receiver core with McCaffrey and Mahomes. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, so he had number 1 pick.
Yeah.
So he got McCaffrey. Did he have number 1 pick? I'm not sure. You're right.
I think he did, yeah. Because I remember saying, "Oh, it's not Justin Jefferson as the first pick."
Yeah. So on the snake coming around, he got Patrick Mahomes, and I believe it was Keenan Allen.
Interesting.
So, which makes sense, right? Because Keenan Allen probably wasn't one of the top receivers on the board. You know, all the guys like Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, R.I.P. Garrett Wilson, not R.I.P. like real, but R.I.P. his fantasy value since Aaron Rodgers went down. Guys like that, like CD and those guys, those were priority. So I guess when I didn't expect Keenan Allen to be producing like this. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was going to be more Mike Williams. Poor Mike Williams.
Yep.
Another
year where one of the main Chargers receivers gets injured. Happens every single year.
Yes.
It's like a Baltimore running back. You just know that there's going to be injuries.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll take a look at the draft. We'll go back and look at that and see how exactly he came about with these guys. But so yeah, he did get the victory by a landslide here. Our next match was W versus Dolphins Snap. So W comes away with the win. A low scoring game, not really big on production this game, but hey, a W is a W, right? No pun intended.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. All right. So that was week 2, guys. We're going to get into week 3 now. All right. So I'll start off. I'll just start. Let's start
Get it
off.
out of the way.
Just get out of the way.
Yeah, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You got to do it quick. So we have your boy Sino versus the Tech Gods. Now he never beats me ever. In years of fantasy, I always kill him. And I talk so much crap, and then this would be the one time it does not happen for me. So Patrick Mahomes, of course, came in big. Keenan Allen with 56 points. Brutal. Just brutal. Mike Evans with 17, Kittle with 16, and it seems like the rest of his team actually did pretty decent. So he stayed at pretty good levels. So with that 56 points, it was just no beating him. But I competed. If I would have just played the Patriots defense, would have had 20 extra points here, and I had to play Connor instead of maybe Ramondre, and I would have did something. I would have got the victory, but it didn't happen for me.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody saw that Cowboys Arizona game going the way it did.
Yeah.
I swear I didn't. I swear I was thinking Patriots Jets was going to be more competitive than Dallas Arizona, only because the Giants beat Arizona in week 2, but the Cowboys destroyed the Giants in week 1. That's like a no-brainer, right? Oh, so the Cowboys are going to play Arizona and they're going to smash them. It's going to be no problem. That was totally the opposite of what happened.
This is also the week that Trayvon Diggs got injured in practice.
Right.
So it's kind of like a
torn ACL.
Yeah. It's like a moral thing as well. Their defense probably lost a lot of morale from that injury as well.
Yeah, they deflated and they just, you know, like you said, the morale wasn't there and they didn't play like the Cowboys, but I think they bounced back this week. Yeah, so my guy is disappointed. Justin Jefferson had a monster game, and unfortunately, I don't know if you guys saw, he got kind of injured. He got a cramp actually, in late in the game, and my heart dropped to my stomach when I saw him grabbing at his knee and stuff. So I was sick. But then when he was like, "Oh, it's just cramps," I was like, "Okay." But yes,
I do have him in another league.
I felt that.
Yeah. Okay. So we all felt that. We should join a Justin Jefferson club. So yes, I did lose to the Tech God. He was better than me this week. I am 2-1 now, but it's okay.
He'll forever hold it against you, I'm sure.
I know. I'm never gonna live this. I'm actually glad he's not here. Actually, shout out to Fiona for keeping him busy right now, because he would be super gloating right now. All right, to our next matchup, the highest scorer of the week. Our boy Pape looks good on paper versus Sons of Whitebeard, our boy Viking. Now, this for Viking has to be heartbreaking, right, guys?
Yeah. So he has Tyreek Hill, and within 2 minutes of the first game of the week, Tyreek Hill had 20 points. And immediately I was like, all right, well, I'll just lose this week. It's fine. Like Tyreek's gonna have 50 points and I'm just gonna lose. But I honestly, like, looking at the point totals for the players, like it's super close, obviously, in the end, but it doesn't even look like I won. Like, he has a 44-point defense, 44-point receiver, 32-point receiver. Like, It doesn't even look like I won at the box.
If you just glance really quickly, it looks like you lost, right?
Yeah. So once it got to the end of Sunday, when we only had the Monday games left, I was like, all right, well, AJ Brown has to outscore Tyler Higbee by 10 points. And that was it. So that's all I was watching on Monday night. I was streaming while the game was going on. I was watching the game while I was streaming.
Yeah,
just to make sure.
The corner of the eye.
Yeah. And the second that
every catch.
The second that AJ Brown got like his 100th yard, I was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, and it was like, oh snap, touchdown! Oh, yeah,
exactly.
We're good.
Also, Derrick Henry only getting 2 points really saved me here.
Yes. Derrick Henry is struggling over there in Tennessee right now.
It always takes him till the cold season to warm up. Like,
oh, you speak from experience. Have you had Derrick Henry shares before?
Unfortunately, I have. But it does seem to take him like at least a month to a month and a half to like get into a rhythm, get with the team, and for them to remember that they just need to hand him the ball.
Yeah. I do feel like Tennessee as a team is always a team that like everybody writes off at the beginning of the season, and then like by the end of the season they're like, or halfway through they're like, I don't know, like 7-3, and people are like, oh wait a minute, like they actually are like in this. And I guess that coincides directly with Derrick Henry heating up later in the season.
Right. I have heard rumor that if Tennessee doesn't win their next couple of games, that there is a rumor that they will shut down shop and just get rid of assets and try to rebuild with a new, younger core. If that should happen, Viking might be in a better situation. They put Derrick Henry behind, let's say, another O-line. Cleveland O-line right now could definitely use a Derrick Henry, right? But they signed Kareem Hunt, so I doubt it. But Minnesota could use a Derrick Henry right now.
Lots of teams could use a Derrick Henry right now.
Yeah, Alexander Madison not really playing up to par. But yeah, so let's see what happens with those guys. They're saying Tannehill could be moved too. So
it's always interesting in fantasy, especially when you see a team start to tank, like last year with Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers. When they get rid of that player, like how that affects their fantasy outlook as well. Mm-hmm. So with like McCaffrey, obviously it's exactly the same because he's just a crazy player. But like it'll be interesting to see what happens to Derrick Henry's fantasy value once. Or
if I were him, I would start shopping him.
Oh, nice. And look who comes to save the day. Look
how you guys are doing. How you guys doing?
Hey, bro, we already skipped our match. All right, don't worry.
I know. I heard it. I heard all of it. I heard it all. We're happy Fiona was keeping me busy. And listen, that's fine. That's totally fine.
He's gonna go gift some subs later.
Yeah, right. Oh, you see, that should have been a good. That's a good one. What happens. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Cena, you were talking a lot of smack, so I mean, I had to show up and do what I had to do.
We're not recapping. Yes, we're not recapping. All right,
they see it. You guys see it already. I'm victorious.
Yes, Vikings should be in store for some bounce back, so he shouldn't fret. Paper, how do you feel about your team so far?
I feel pretty good about it. I've got the number 1 and number 2 tight ends on my roster, so I'm kind of gatekeeping one of the stronger tight ends, which is a position that people aren't getting a lot of points in currently. So
right.
I feel good about that. Yeah. AJ Brown was my second pick, and he hasn't really had like too much production as of yet, but this 27-point game was a good turnaround.
Yeah, I say a decent week. What was it? A horrible week 1, a decent week 2.
It
and
was
then
a bad
great
week
And a phenomenal
2.
3.
A bad week 2. Okay, so it was decent
Yeah.
week 1, bad week 2.
Yeah,
Great week 3.
14 and then 9 or 6 and then 27. So
Okay.
yeah,
so
once he starts heating up, they did have like some sort of dispute between him and Jalen Hurts last week. So
Ken,
once
is
that's
that
been
you?
cleared up.
What was me?
The big truck. And
Yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy how you can hear it from all the way up here.
Yeah, it was
and
super
the baby's
loud.
trying to sleep. It's crazy. I don't understand.
It's always when the baby tries to sleep, right?
100%.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
Other than like AJ Brown, like I got Kenneth Walker, so it's a homer for me since I'm a Seahawks fan. So I'm riding with him
awesome.
forever.
Nice.
And
So you live in Geno right now, then, huh?
Yeah. I
That's
kind of
awesome.
wish I would have gotten Geno instead of Herbert, but Herbert showed out this week, so maybe I'm not too sad about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've
That's
just been kind of chilling with the guys that I have currently. I didn't get Calvin Ridley in the draft, so I ended up picking up Christian Kirk, and
Good pickup.
and Ridley's like off and on whatever he's doing, So
yeah, and you got ETN
I'm happy with
there
my team right now.
with Christian Kirk, so you're doubling up on the Jags there.
Yeah. I had high hopes for the Jags this season, and I think they can still turn it around, but
Still early.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's still early for sure.
Still early. All right, let's go on to our next matchup here. And see, I'm there with you, Aparti. We suffered together this week.
Point.
And this is a heartbreaker because not only is it like battle for like lowest score, but it's a difference of this much. Like this much. Like one more catch. And Aparti.
I was hoping for that one extra yard or like a little shovel pass to get out of bounds. I don't know.
Wow.
It was very stressful.
Yes, it was very stressful. So we had Dolphin Snap pull off the victory with Kenya's loud sirens going off. We had a
celebration.
Yeah, for this victory for Dolphin Snap by, I would not want to say how many points, by 0.16 maybe. Yeah, right. No,
3-6.
3-6.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. Aparti. How
What's
do you
crazy?
feel about that?
Before your party answer that, what's crazy about this league that is so competitive? You realize the lowest score is 119 points.
Yes.
Like, you guys realize that?
Yes.
Like, that is crazy how competitive this league I'm in is, because other leagues, the lowest score is like 60, 80. 119 is the lowest score. That is bananas. Sorry,
everybody's battling. So, Aparti, how do you feel?
I'm happy we're through this week. I get Cooper Kupp back next week, and my running backs are terrible, but we'll figure it out. Waivers will happen, more injuries will happen, trades will happen.
All right.
We're done with it.
Yeah, it's past tense, short-term memory.
I'm happy with like Josh Allen and Metcalf and where they're at. Seattle looks great.
Yes.
Cooper underperformed this week as to what we were all expecting, but
yes,
that Dolphins defense didn't need to do any work this week.
No.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And Dolphin Snap lost Mike Williams this week. Unfortunately, he had a big game and put up 33.10 points. I think I don't know if what he did on waivers to pick up anybody to replace him or anything like that, but I think he's still in a good shape. I don't think he has to fret over Mike Williams. I'm sure he has someone he can plug right in or pick right up and still go. He has Tony Pollard, he has Bijan, he has Jalen. I think he's still in a good situation. They just didn't play. I mean, they played just enough to get him the victory this week.
Right.
I also, Paper, am a big fan of hoarding tight ends. So I agree.
Somebody will need them eventually.
Yes, trades will come. You're right.
Yes, and our next matchup here was 3 digs in a blanket. Our boy Tucker versus Team Yoda. Explosive Yoda in the building. And
Filthy Yoda.
Yes, King Tucker comes out with the victory here. 157.36 to 129.66. Wow, this was rough for our boy Yoda. What do you guys think of this?
He's gonna have a rough season. I mean, he has Travis
QB.
Kelsey. Oh, sorry,
He
he
needs
has
to
Taylor
pivot,
Swift's
QB.
boyfriend on here. Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
yeah. Taylor Swift's boyfriend is on this team. I mean, we could talk about that too. I mean, the topic is, did Taylor Swift make Travis Kelsey stock go up? My answer is yes, right? Because not a lot of people know who Travis Kelsey is. We know who Travis Kelsey is, but a lot of people did not until Taylor Swift started dating him. So from now
There's
on,
a
I'm calling him
conspiracy theory that it's just a PR stunt.
just a PR stunt.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's a good PR stunt.
Is Taylor coming out with an album? Is Travis Kelsey? I mean, he sold
No,
a
it's
ton
definitely
of
for
jerseys.
Travis Kelsey.
Oh, okay. He
Oh,
sold
okay.
a ton of jerseys. So from now on, I'm calling him Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Wow.
So he had Taylor Swift's boyfriend on the team. Yes, I agree with a party. He needs to definitely pivot his quarterback or try to get a trade for somebody's backup or something. But other than that, yeah, his team is I mean, they did rate he's going to win no games this season, but I think he pulled off one victory at least. And I don't know when though, because his team is definitely looking tough.
He needs Jahmyr Gibbs to break through. He has Garrett Wilson, which is tough because everybody thought Garrett Wilson was going to be great. Aaron Rodgers goes down, stock goes down with him.
Yep.
I mean, there's a chance the Jets pick up I mean, they get Trevor Siemian now, right? So if they drop Zach after this week, if Zach doesn't do well, they might do Trevor Siemian, and I think Trevor Siemian's actually an upgrade for the Jets. So
Would
Yeah,
they
I
make a
think-
play for Kyler Murray?
Ooh, that's
Throwing that
interesting.
out
Yes,
there.
because Arizona's looking to hit quarterback in the draft, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. And they have Dobbs.
They're already
holding it down
aware
for
that
them.
they're in the garbage bin.
Yes. All right. So let's move on to our next matchup. We had W versus Brodell Beckham, and this another one. You could almost say a main event almost. 157 to 156.
Super close.
With the victory coming to W. How do you guys feel about this matchup?
This was interesting because W was the Nick Chubb owner, so he had to make do with losing his number one pick, I think.
Right.
Or no, he got Jamar Chase first. But yeah, his number one running back, he had to deal with losing that this week. So it's interesting that he still scored 157. That's pretty crazy. And once again, it's on the backs of two receivers that we've seen a couple times this season.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I think
Mhm.
the closeness of all of our scores, I think, reflects how competitive we are and how well everybody is doing making pivots, because we all definitely had injuries.
Mhm.
We're all dealing with it the same, and there is nobody on waivers. So
No.
No, I can say that this is one of the worst waiver wires out of every league I've been. I'm in 4, so every league has at least somebody in there. I go through this and I'm like, where am I gonna find something? I have nothing.
It's gonna be trades. Trades has to happen soon. I mean,
Yeah.
are you guys opposed to trading, or you guys are on board for trading?
I'm on board for trading. For
Okay,
sure.
awesome.
It just
You
has
guys
to
like
benefit me more than it benefits you.
the person? Okay. So what about veto? You guys like
Good old
vetoing
card gamer.
trades?
I do like vetoing as an
Oh
option.
my gosh! See that?
yeah, I do too.
It is an option. So I'm intrigued to see
I'm
what
not gonna
trades
lie, I
happen.
do like to do it too. I just like I don't want your
my
team to get
gosh.
better. Veto. I don't
Wow.
care if we get enough, just veto.
I can't wait to see how this goes.
This is
But
awesome.
yeah, that was a great matchup too.
And that was our week. Excuse me. That was our week. Should we go back and look at the draft real quick, or should we go into week?
No. I think we're going to 4 now, and we pick
we'll
who
go
we
back.
think is going to win these matchups, because this week 4 is no joke either. It's a lot of great matchups starting tomorrow, right? Of this recording. So
Yep.
I agree.
I think it'd be cool to do like a half midway through the season, go back and look at the draft and see where everybody's at now.
We do it. Right. That I like.
That'd be interesting.
Yes.
All right. Our first matchup that we're gonna look at is Team Yoda versus Team Tech Gods.
All right, my bye week. I love it.
All right. We're gonna start with paper first. Who do you think wins this matchup?
Oh, I think Super Tech God just has it. I mean,
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Christian McCaffrey. Like, it's hard to say that team is gonna lose.
I gotta
Like,
get Devin Cook out of here though.
yeah. I mean, you look at like what Yoda has right now with Jacoby Myers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, how many points is he really realistically going to get in comparison to the receivers that Tech God has? Like, the one saving grace that Yoda has is the Eagles defense has an opportunity to get a ton of points against Washington here, and Tyler Lockett could also pop off against the Giants on a long rested week. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's a pretty solid chance for Yoda to have some big scores, but I think overall Tech God's team average is just ridiculous.
Right. Right. A party. How do you feel?
I 100% agree. Yoda should use this week to his advantage and use it for trades.
Ooh,
Sorry,
okay.
Tech,
Yeah.
you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Yoda's just
Yeah, he's
like you
he's
said. It's a
definitely-
bye week this
It's
week.
my bye
Yeah.
week, 100% my bye week.
Yes, we
It's
have
Taco
two
right now.
for Tech Gods. So, and obviously he will pick himself. Now
Yeah.
it is up to me to pick, and I'm going to pick Tech Gods
Yeah,
because
cool. Makes
I
sense.
think he jinxed me
jinxed
last week. So I'm gonna jinx him this week, and I'm gonna pick you, bro. You got this, which means hopefully Yoda could pull off a first victory of the season.
If Yoda wins and he beats me, this is his Super Bowl. I hope you know that. But
Oh
I don't
my
see-
goodness!
I don't see it happening. This is definitely my bye week. This will be fun. I can't wait. Let's see what happens.
A bye week. I love
Shout out to
it.
Yoda though. I mean, listen, Yoda's
Shout out to
great. I love Yoda,
Yoda.
but
I've only called you a
This
bye
team-
week. But shout
but
out to Yoda.
I'm just saying, my team is super powerful. I don't think Yoda has
Well,
it, but let's see what happens, right? Any
I
given
mean,
Sunday.
Yeah, anything can happen, right? Alexander
yeah.
Madison wakes up. Jacoby,
Yeah.
well, no Jimmy Garoppolo this week. He is injured, so
Yeah,
might want to think about that.
Mike
But
Evans could get shut down by the New Orleans defense, so there is a chance
that
for
too, because that
He-
divisional game always is something with the
Yep.
Bucks.
Fun fact:
yeah.
him versus Lattimore, he never
Yeah.
produces. So,
Right.
But
So,
let's
on
see.
the other side, you have Chiefs versus the Jets. You have the Chiefs
Yeah.
defense, so
Yeah.
So,
We
yeah.
got Keenan Allen over here against the Raiders. Got McCaffrey against Arizona. Sorry,
Arizona
Apartheid, I know
got-
that's your team.
They got good run
Oh, no,
defense
they're
though.
trash. It's fine.
No.
You gotta own up to what it is right now.
But they
Yeah.
compete.
good run
At least
defense,
they-
though.
They
Yeah.
compete at least, you know. They're
Yeah.
out there. They're scrappy. They just beat
They
Dallas.
make it
right?
look like they're not trying to tank. Yes. Uh-huh.
Right, yeah.
And yes, your week with Dalvin Cook. Hopefully, Mahomes gets the Jets, pulls through. He should. They're
Yeah.
sad now. So
My boy
yeah.
Jerry Judy needs to put up some points too. So well, I don't
that's a
know.
whole
Denver,
sad
I feel
situation
sorry
in
for them.
itself, bro. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they'll do what they can. All right, on to our next matchup. It is a
East
party
Coast.
East Coast Avengers versus Jolly Roger and the Brodell Beckham Juniors. All right, so we will start with you, Ken. Who do you think is coming out with the victory?
It's a good matchup here, guys. This is gonna be a great matchup between the both of them.
Yes.
Cousins in Carolina, but geez, Buffalo versus Miami. That's a divisional game. I don't think Miami is gonna beat the brakes off of Buffalo like they did to the the Broncos, but that's gonna be a good divisional game. Kamara against the Bucks defense. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
his
Bucks is doing.
Premier
It's
game.
upsetting me.
Kamara is back, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
know. So that's going to be, I think he's going to go off, even though I love my Bucks to death. They couldn't stop the run against the Eagles. So I don't see them stopping Kamara at all. Bucks running back. Yeah, I don't think he's going to put up points for you that much. Like I said, that divisional game is tough. Metcalf
Yeah, he
will.
probably won't be in there. Just
Okay,
saying.
yeah,
Okay,
that's smart.
okay.
That's good. I think that's a great choice. Metcalf will definitely go off on the Giants. CeeDee Lamb, yep, he's going to go off on New England. Walker, tight end, yep. See, this is going to be great. He'll be the only person on the Giants team that put up points, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I mean, your team is solid, and you got Dolphins against Buffalo defense. So I don't know. That's you're very that's interesting.
That's a rough one. Yeah,
because
that one's rough.
You got Josh Allen against the defense for you, so that's gonna be tough. So
I had to do that too.
Yeah.
I had to do
Listen.
Fields and KC.
He's still projecting so huge. So yeah, I mean, Brodell Beckham Jr. he's keeping Cousins in. I don't know. I don't see him winning this game. All his play is iffy to me.
Iffy.
Yeah, iffy. Like this week they're gonna play great. Next week they might not play great. I don't.
Okay.
They're not consistent for me. Any of the players, I think.
Mhm.
And like I said, Carolina's playing great right now. We'll see what they do against Cousins. Mixon is always good, but again, he's always iffy. Moss is good too. Ayuk is great. I like Ayuk a lot. So we'll see if he continues. Dell is the big sleeper, but I think they know who Dell is now, so they might stop him this week. But Pittsburgh is trash, so I think Dell might be the only person on the team that put up numbers. And Eckler, I like Eckler too, but that's about it. So I definitely give it to a party. I think she pulls off the victory.
Okay, Paper, how do you feel about this matchup?
This matchup is tough because both Ayuk and Eckler are coming off of injuries, so it's hard to tell how many points they're going to put up.
So it's a matter of them even being on the field. So,
yeah. So it's tough. I don't know who else. This probably isn't Brodell Beckham's final roster for the week. He probably has. He'll probably start Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, I would assume. Over some of these other picks. So I think the projection is going to change once the week goes on. With Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, I think there's a chance that this is going to be like super, super close. I don't know how the interaction between the Dolphins defense and Josh Allen is going to be in terms of how many points you're going to get from either of them. It's going to be a really tough matchup.
One's going to do really good and the other's going to it could cancel each other out.
It could be a shootout or it could be a defensive game because both defenses are hot right now. So I think I give the edge to a party here.
If Allen gets sacked, she gets 2 points. And if Allen scores, the Dolphins lose, but Allen gets points. So she's good either way, right?
Right. I think I still give it to a party here. But I think the projections aren't accurate to how this game's actually going to go. I think it's going to be a lot closer.
I 100% agree.
Okay, all right. Well, it's on me.
Use projections for nothing.
I don't trust them either. I'm more of a matchup type guy. I think that a party is going to get the victory due to, let's just say, health, because Ayuk might play, but he's coming off that sore shoulder. He's practicing on a limited basis. Eckler is a maybe. If he does play, then they rushed him back because of Joshua Kelly's lack of production.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't see Eckler playing this week, so you might want to plug in Ridley. But he has Zay Flowers on the bench, so he'll make decisions. But yeah,
there's a lot of receivers actually. He's got Tutu Atwell as well.
Yeah, I think he's in the I need to trade category. Maybe get rid of some of those receivers. Maybe get like a low end RB2. Just to have to plug in. Tank Dell is up and coming. Against Pittsburgh, who feels like they're getting their mojo back off the Raiders just the other day. I think it's going to be a pretty tough matchup. But Houston also came off of a big surprising performance against Jacksonville. So that game is going to be interesting. Tank Dell is there, but you also have Nico Collins and you have another receiver. I'm forgetting his name at the current moment. So that might take targets away. So I just don't think Brodell has the firepower to score on a party. I think a party has too much firepower with Kamara coming back. Let's see what we get here. But you got Allen. I might consider another defense. I don't know. He might come back this week. Oh, snap. Look at that. A party has a lot of firepower. But yeah, I might consider maybe dropping somebody and picking up another defense and just holding them down. But yeah, I think a party has this.
I will say if I do pick up another defense, I would not be letting go of Miami. Their matchups are very good in a lot of scenarios. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
All right. We have another matchup here. We have looks good on paper versus W. Now, this is
main event, guys.
Main event material right here. We have
undefeated.
Both undefeated teams playing each other this week. We have somebody must lose game.
Yep.
So those are always awesome to watch. So we are going to start with a party. How do you feel about this matchup? Who do you think is going to win?
Honestly, I think coming off of last week, Paper really has the upper hand here. W's Joe Burrow is I have Joe Burrow in 2 other leagues, and it has
Sorry.
been
Yeah.
an up and down battle. So yeah, I would give it to Paper in this one.
Oof, quick and to the point.
Yeah.
Party does not play around. She shoots
Coming off
fast.
195 last week.
Yeah, I'm about to say
dispute
the
it.
same thing. It's tough to sit back and say that W can pull it off, but I can't sleep on W either, right? He's undefeated as well, so it's tough. It's real tough. But 195, I think that's the highest so far this season, right?
Right.
So that's huge to say. All right, Paper's going to lose, and his team already. Look at it, the projections. Even though it is what it is, but look at the projections. Look at the players he have on the team. This is definitely going to be something. We couldn't script this even better ourselves. Look at that, both of them, 3-3. This is
it is.
It's hard.
It is rough.
It is tough to pick because we could definitely say Paper is going to win, but I don't know. Jamar Chase can go off. Burrow. I mean, I know they both play horrible right now.
You have to make a pick.
Don't know.
Yeah, I know. This is. Listen, I love Amon St. Brown. I like. It's. Jeez. Okay. Listen. I got to go with the top scorer. Got to go with Paper. I got to do it. 195.
All right.
There's no way.
So we have 2 for Paper, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess it's on me. All
100%.
right. Let me see. Joe Burrow is tragic to have right now. He's going up against Tennessee, and their front 7 is mean. Now, you would think that because Joe Burrow is injured, they would lean on Joe Mixon. Unfortunately for Joe Mixon, Tennessee is the worst, is the best technically defense against the running game. It's the worst matchup for Joe Mixon. So now you're kind of got to lean on Burrow to throw, which I don't know how healthy he is, if he can even plant and throw off that back calf. They just got their first touchdown last game. Okay, like that should say all it needs to say. So he might want to. Let's see the bench here. Oh God. Okay, so he has Dak on the bench over here. All right. Well, some would say this situation maybe a little, not after last week, but maybe a little bit better than this situation over here against Tennessee. He has Matt Breida plugged in here. So who did he have that got hurt? Nobody. Okay.
He was the Chubb owner.
He was the Chubb owner. Okay.
Yeah.
So Matt Breida is a great plug-in because Saquon is hurt. He's not playing. Matt Breida, I think, is going to do a lot more against the Seattle defense than he did against the 49er defense. The 49er defense is just a beast. And
he did well against the 49ers. I think he still got like 20 points last week.
He did not. I believe he got.
I think it was like 11.
Yeah, he only got 17 yards, but he got the touchdown.
I saw the touchdown. And I was like,
10.
okay, did he get a bunch of points?
It is misleading. I'm not gonna lie. It is.
Yeah.
It's misleading. You saw him in the end zone. You would think, oh, he had a great game. He did not. But he got a touchdown against that defense, and that team was, and the Giants were horrible against San Francisco. They couldn't do anything. So if the fact that he got a touchdown, it's upside. You got Seattle now. Their defense isn't as lethal as the 49ers. I think they're going to be able to move the ball up and down the field. So I think Matt Breida is a decent pick for right now.
Notable, though, the Seahawks are getting Jamal Adams back this week.
Oh, okay.
So, that's going to be good.
That's big for the Seahawks defense.
He's very good against the run. So
that is big for the Seahawks defense. Isaiah Pacheco, not somebody that you get and you go, wow, right? So you got to take
especially in that backfield.
Yeah, it's a passing game team. It's
because they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well.
Yeah, they got Jerick McKinnon
and Jerick McKinnon,
who vultured the touchdowns.
Yep.
So, and he did that last year also. So Jerick McKinnon might be the guy to have. You got Devontae Adams, no Jimmy Garoppolo this week. This is gonna hurt. Evan Ingram and Jacksonville, they're struggling. Pickens is a good sleeper pick. He's not consistent, but he can hit. And it can not work out for you. So I'm not loving W's chances against you today. This week, Paper. You got Amon-Ra, you got AJ Brown, you got Kenneth Walker, how the hell did you do this?
He had 195 points. That's what he has. So
Josh Herbert, ETN, Kenneth Walker, AJ Brown, Amar Ross St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, who came in big these last couple of weeks. I have him in another league, so I'm very happy about it.
I wasn't starting him in my previous weeks, so this is the
the
first time I'm starting him is this week.
You saw those 2 weeks on your bench, and you were like,
I needed to make sure it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
Like now that Gainwell's back and he's still kind of out snapping Gainwell, like I'm pretty good with Swift.
And the bench is looking really good too. Kirk, Thomas, Hopkins there. Hopkins is not great, but he's decent. Roshan Johnson, Mims, who went off. You got him in waivers this week, right?
Yes. Yeah. I was trying to grab Adam Thielen, but I think you stole that from me.
I don't know. Did I?
I think so.
I did. I'm not sure. I know I went after Thielen in a lot of leagues, so I don't know which particular league I got him in or not. Sam Laporta and TJ Hawkinson is not fair, and we should dock you points.
I'm wondering, that's my only decision that I'm trying to make this week is starting one or the other.
Yeah,
because
I get it.
W does have Green Bay's defense, and if Laporta does well, it's like double points against him.
Yeah, because you're hurting and helping yourself.
Yeah,
but you should go with the best option you can. I obviously chose Paper, so it's a landslide there. Paper looks.
I don't know how you guys let Paper draft such a team, but it's okay.
Look who's talking.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not in. He's not in this league apparently.
You got Mike Evans, Keenan Allen.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
I definitely we elected that draft for real because I think you got Keenan Allen leader too in the draft, so that's fine.
I think Paper had like the middle pick. He had to because
I had 9. I think I was.
So he was at the.
It was me and then Yoda. So
I was at 2. I think.
Yeah,
I think I was at 2, and it just sucks on the way back.
Yep.
Yes,
I was at 1 in my other league, and I feel like my team in my other league sucks.
It's because you gotta wait so long. You usually want that mid pick. You're getting the mid of everybody.
You go back and forth. I mean? Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, our next matchup, we got our boy Tucker, 3 digs in a blanket versus Dolphin Snap, our boy Marcelo. Okay, let's start off with Ken. Ken, who do you think is going to win this match?
I see an upset happening. I think Dolphs fans snap after beating the Avengers last week. I think we'll also go and beat the 3 digs in a blanket.
Wow. So you're picking Marcelo this week.
Yeah, I see the upset.
All right.
Jalen Hurts, he just beat up on my Bucks. So Breece Hall, I think, will play decent against Kansas City this week. And because just have nothing else left, right? I see Kaepernick trying to get on the team. I don't know if that happens. That'd be intriguing. Is he better than Zach Wilson? I don't know, but
I would say smarter at the very least.
Smarter,
yes.
More athletic.
I think I would like Broadway Joe to come back. I think Joe Namath would be better.
I think Joe wants to come back.
I think he would be better actually than the Jets. But yeah, I'm definitely going with Dolphin Snap on this. I think the upset happens. I think Tucker goes 2-2.
All right. A party. How do you feel about this one?
I agree. I think Dolphin Snap has like a lot of explosive potential with his players. And with Waddle still being injured, I think that could affect 3 dogs. 3 digs? It's 3 digs, right?
3 digs in a blanket.
Stephon Diggs? Because I guess Stephan's a play on the digs,
Yeah.
I need to go through and do all my names. I still haven't done that. We're in week 3.
Okay, so you chose. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Dolphin Snap.
Dolphin Snap. Okay, Paper. How do you feel about this one? Who do you think is gonna win?
I want to say actually Tucker has this one.
Okay.
Now it's hard because he's got so many players in the Buffalo Miami game in this. He's got 6 people or 5 people that are in that game. So it really depends on if that game's a shootout or not. He also on the bench he has Russell Wilson against Chicago, which I think is probably better than Deshaun Watson in this situation, like against that team.
This hurts him. That's why.
Yeah,
okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Saquon. Yeah.
But I think if the Miami Buffalo game is like just a shootout, I think Tucker has this one.
Yeah.
like for sure, because he's going to be getting so many points off of that. But if it's not a shootout, then Dolphins has it. But I'm going to go with 3 digs in a blanket on this one.
All right.
He does need to get rid of that Jets defense, though.
It was supposed to be great. It was all supposed to be so good out there in Jersey.
Yeah.
And it did not happen. I think this is going to be a really close match. Now, there is potential here, guys. All right, granted, I'm with Paper. I do not love 5 guys pulls in the same game. I don't like that sounds like a recipe for disaster. That being
only
said,
so many people can get points.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
That being said, the way Miami played, and granted it was against Denver, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. Buffalo's run defense hasn't been great this year so far, so I think Mostert gets not what he did last week, certainly, but I think he will get his a good amount of numbers. Cook, I've had in other leagues. He's been a pleasure to have because he puts up a decent amount of numbers, even though he's not like a touchdown type guy. He gets the yards, he gets the catches, he gets, you know what I mean, the productivity. You may not get the touchdowns, but you're still seeing a decent amount on production. Stephon Diggs, you always a stud. He has T. Higgins, who's been underperforming, but that's not, I don't think, T. Higgins' fault. I think that's just how the Bengals are playing right now, with Joe Burrow being limped a little bit. Everett is a maybe. Like, let's see. It could hit. I mean, we're all fucked as far as tight end goes if you're not Paper. So
Right, facts.
So
Facts.
that sucks. But Jalen Waddle is playing this week. He was on practice. He is playing. They already said so. That might go well. Tyreek Hill is always going to eat up those targets, but I think they're going to try and feed Waddle right out the gate.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. Stud. Tony Pollard against New England. I like it. Even though that New England defense is pretty tough. I like this right here. Brian, I was going to say, is it Bijan? No, it's Bijan. I was going to say Brian. All right. Bijan Robinson against Jacksonville. I'm worried about. I think all that hype and everything. I know you guys have heard all the hype and everything that was going into the season. The production isn't exactly matching. And I knew that going in because of how they treated Kyle Pitts. I don't know if you guys remember last year when it was hype around Kyle Pitts, and then what? He barely got any targets, right? I even dropped Drake London in a lot of leagues because I just know how this is going to go. Arthur Blank doesn't like fantasy football. It just is what it is. Shaheed's good, but that's not consistent. Dobbs is coming into his own right now. I wonder how it's going to be when Watson comes back. But he's coming into his own as the lead guy over there in Green Bay. Mark Andrews is suffering with Baltimore. I don't know what's going on over there. I really thought that was going to be a lot better than it was. And Breece Hall is pretty, it sucks, man. Aaron Rodgers really hurt that team. 49ers defense, good defense. So I'm going to give the very narrow victory to Dolphin Snap.
Yeah.
He has to change his quarterback. Like, we all know this, right? This is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take the risk with that, or hit the waiver wire and see who you can get,
or trade.
Or trade Yoda.
Yeah, trade. Yeah.
Jordan Love's still available as well in this league.
That's another great pickup. I don't know. I think I dropped Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones might also be out there. Also, it's not the greatest pickup, but it's not the worst either. You can get some production. And we have our last matchup of the week. Your boy. I guess I'm Eno now because they don't want to put my ass over here. But Cino versus Sons of Whitebeard. Our boy.
Every time you lose a letter in your name.
Yes, it looks that way, right? Okay, so I am not allowed to pick. So you guys take it from here. Paper, you can start off.
This is going to be close.
There's Luke Musgrave you guys got to put over here, okay?
You need a tight end in
sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. I didn't put him in.
It's hard to bet against Justin Jefferson Tua as a team. So I think you might have this. It really depends on if Derrick Henry does something this week. If he doesn't do anything this week again, then that's just like a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like Higbee though.
Yeah, I think you have the edge in this matchup, Sino. Like Josh Jacobs and Justin Jefferson. Like
Okay.
it's hard because of the Tyreek Hill thing, but I think you have a slight edge in this matchup.
Okay. I agree. I agree. I Aparti, how do you feel about this matchup?
I'm gonna back up paper in this. I do think that Sino, you do have an edge in this. I don't expect Miami to do obviously what they put up last week, but most teams who put up a ridiculous number follow up with a pretty low number the next week.
Yeah.
So I think you have the edge here. Again, with health, he is dealing with a little bit of, dinged up players, and that can always be affected in the game.
Right. Right. Okay. Ken, you're up. Who do you think is going to win this matchup?
I think the upset goes to Sons of Whitebeard.
Why
are you laughing? I'm serious. I'm serious.
No,
I'm serious. Stop.
I
Serious.
haven't been picked 1 week yet.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Okay, I'm serious. Just
But
give me a
I
second.
haven't
Let me
picked
look
once.
at this.
So-
Let me look at this.
Gotta tell the story.
Son of Whitebeard, right? He hasn't won a game yet. I think Derrick Henry finally puts up some real points this week. We know Lamar Jackson is going to definitely put up points against Cleveland, so that's going to be a shootout back and forth. Cleveland versus Baltimore is always a fun match to watch.
Division game.
Yeah. I think Cooper does his job. Tyreek Hill, yeah, we'll see. They're going up against Buffalo. You got the quarterback, so that's going to be a wash right there, right? Higbee's great, and Bengals was Tennessee. Yeah, I don't know about that defense, but nonetheless, the kicker, guarantee the kicker putting up 15 points on that Kansas City team against the Jets. You laugh. He's going to put up 15 points. Kicker's going to kick all night against the Jets Sunday night. So, yeah, sorry. Sons of Whitebeard. Yeah, see? Put up 12 points. See? Come on now. He'll put up 15 points this week.
You
So,
also got to remember, this is the team that I beat last week that did score 188 points.
Thank you very much. So,
You're right.
So
just-
they did outscore you last week. So.
yeah. So
Mhm.
let's look at the upset. I think it happens. I think they need their first victory, and why not get it over against Sino? Because like you said, Tua is not going to put up that much points again. And Jefferson is going to do good. Olave, I hope, does bad, but they're playing the Bucs, so divisional game. And Cowboys versus New England. I think New England comes to play Sunday afternoon. So yeah, sorry, Sino. I think you're taking this L as well. So you're gonna be 2-2, buddy.
I didn't expect any other outcome, bro. Don't worry. Just how I feel real quick on it. Yes, hopefully Tua can ignore him, which is unheard of, but hopefully we're ignoring him. Our boy came back, Waddle. We want to do the Waddle dance in the end zone. Hopefully we can feed Waddle. Ford's questionable, I don't know, but they say that all the time. And if you remember, the 188 points were pretty much fueled by this big game and Cooper having a big game. I don't know if Cooper's going to have that big a game against Baltimore. I don't know if he's going to have that big a game against Buffalo. So I think that's where, can Lamar Jackson be old Lamar Jackson? And if he does, I'm in trouble. If he's old Lamar, I'm in trouble. Derrick Henry's old Derrick Henry, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that. This doesn't scare me.
No, the kicker's going to have a blast. I'm telling you right now.
Kicker's okay.
15 points.
He could go for 20.
Thank you. See? Okay. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be a problem.
I think Patty Mahomes and Kansas City is going to score all over the Jets, and it's just going to be a bunch of 1 point, extra point kicks.
We will see.
Maybe one field goal. But yeah, I think I have a pretty good shot. Olave has been producing. Justin Jefferson hopefully doesn't cramp up on me. He let me down last week, but I think Dallas, I don't know. They're pretty good against the run. So this might be tough. Josh Jacobs against the Chargers. Hopefully they could pick this up now that Jimmy's not playing. They're going to have to lean on my boy Jacobs a whole lot more. So I do see production here. Kyron Williams has been a blessing to have up until last week where he did just decent numbers. So hopefully we can have against Indiana too. I kind of like that. Hopefully we can have another multi-touchdown type day and everything.
Negative.
Cool. But I do have choices to make. You were right. I did get Thielen here. I have Connor, who is great. Oh, excuse me. Connor, who is great for Arizona. Shout out to a party. So I might have to plug in my boy Connor, and I do have Luke Musgrave. I keep hearing it was between him and Ferguson from Dallas. I wasn't sure. I was really tossed between the two. Like I didn't know who to go to, so I went with youth and just the fact that Jordan Love is going to have to rely on his tight end as young QBs usually do. So that's why I picked him up. And yeah, I don't know which defense to go with just yet. I'll be honest with you. So there are changes to be made.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. I think Sons of Whitebeard got it.
All right.
Let's do it.
That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
I'm getting swayed now.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to go Sons of Whitebeard as well now.
What? Wow.
I mean, they scored 188 last week. Like
that was off to like this and Amari Cooper putting up 30-something points, 6 points, 16 points, 32 with 116 yards and a touchdown. Now they're going up against Baltimore in a divisional game. I just don't know. Maybe
we'll see.
It's hard.
We'll see.
I'm swapping my pick to Sons of Whitebeard.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. See,
there we go.
Don't be swayed by Ken, bro. All right,
I'm just talking the truth, buddy. I'm just putting facts out. I'm putting facts out there.
You in the wrong direction. don't follow him.
We'll see what happens Sunday. It's gonna be fun stuff.
All right.
But yeah, I'm enjoying this, guys. This is super fun. I'm glad we actually did this. I hope we continue to do it. Next year we do it again and again, right? It's gonna be good to have a bunch of statistics to go back and look at.
Look at that right there.
Yeah, 8-6 sounds about right.
Nice beat there. I like that.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're definitely gonna look at the draft stuff. I think, like you said, when the middle of the season, and see how things went. We're not gonna do it now. I think we should do it in the middle of the season.
I thought you were swaying me in there, bro.
No. A party said it best. We wait middle of the season and we see where everybody is. I think that's the best way to go.
All right.
But
full
yeah.
Screen us then?
Yeah.
Or should we take a look at the standings?
Yeah, go look at the standings first, and then we go from there.
All I'm saying is my draft recap put me at 4-10 as my projected record. So I only got one more win in me.
And look, you're 3-0.
You're right. Both of you guys are in that tough division too, so that's good.
Yes.
You guys can all stay in that division. That's fantastic.
Poor Marthy.
I mean, you guys got 3 people who've scored.
Yeah, that's 2-1.
Points.
Yeah, so we got a tough division too.
Yeah, you guys are scoring a lot, so.
Yeah. Yoda's. Yeah, see, as I said, Sons of Whitebeard. This could be a good matchup.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's tough for Yoda. He's in it. Yeah, division is tough for him. But based on these names right now, who do you guys think? You pick yourself. Who do you guys think going to be the top of each division? We'll start with you, Paper.
I feel like I have such confidence in my team right now that I feel like I'm confident in saying that my team will be be number 1 in my division.
All right, and the second division?
The second division's hard because it's also like everything's also injury reliant, so nothing can really be held to anything. Right. But your team is so good. Like your team has so much potential with the players that you have on it, and you have Patrick Mahomes on top of all those receivers. It's like your team is really strong. So I feel like the standings right now with you and I in the first place slot, I think that'll be the ending as well. But
I'm with you on that. See, Paper, we're on the same page. All right. A party. What about you? How do you feel about the two divisions? Who's going to be top?
I agree that Ken, your division is it's either between you and Tucker. Like I think it's going to be really who gets into that stride going into week 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sino.
When bye weeks come up,
it's wow. I'm so hurt by this. This is
and then your division, who's going to end off at the top?
I think W might edge it out. Sorry,
there it is. It's all right.
I think again, when his team gets cooking, it could really start putting up some points and blow people out of the water.
All right. See, of course, we want to hear your opinion. So, by all
do
means,
you? Are you sure? I don't know if you do, but
we do.
I like Paper to be ahead in that division. His team is just too stacked. He drafted very well, bro. I like it. Overall, all the way from up to down, the team is pretty stacked. So I like Paper to hold his place over there. In our division, I like me.
As you should. As you should.
I do think Ken. I wasn't very big on Ken's team from the jump.
Yeah,
I was
he gave me grief for picking up Keenan Allen, guys. I was
gave
like,
him
how dare
so
you?
much grief. I was like, yo, he is old. It is not going to be the same.
I said, okay.
And sure enough, production is there.
Yeah.
But I think Ken's team is peaking very early, and come mid-season, when that mid-season, late season push comes, guys, I think the Buccaneers aren't going to be producing when teams are really trying to win games. I think they're getting the benefit of regular season rust. We don't play preseason like we used to. You know what I mean? There's only 3 preseason games, not 4. Guys don't really take it seriously. So come beginning of the season, you're late to get going. But I think come late season, I think that's when everybody's trying to win games. Everybody's in form. I think that's when we see the drop.
And Keenan Allen is on the Chargers, and we know their injury history. So
that's he's injury prone. That's why I was telling
it might be inevitable, but
yeah. So let's see what happens there. And with Mike Evans, he's pretty dependable. You just got to depend on Baker Mayfield. Is anybody comfortable? Anybody here comfortable with doing that?
I am. Some of the catches I saw this past week that Mike Evans made, like he is adjusting for whatever Baker's doing.
Yeah. So let's see.
If
Baker can be consistent. Let's see if Baker can stay healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I will just edge out the top spot, and then Tech, and then my boy Tuck. I don't know about the other two over here. Yoda could pick it up, or Sons of Whitebeard. I don't know yet.
All right. So we're gonna see what happens come the end of the season. What do you have to say, Paper?
Both of those teams that are 0-3 right now also have an insane amount of points scored against them.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
They need it, right? They could definitely beat some other teams, but yes, the matchup they went up against was tough. So
yeah,
I agree with that. So anything can happen. Anything's possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, let's see what happens next week. I'm intrigued to see who's back as the top scorer and the lowest scorer. And we gotta definitely do a recap of this conversation to see who picked what teams to win and if it actually did come true.
We gotta tally up.
Yeah, we gotta start doing that for sure.
Yes.
Right.
This was awesome.
Next time I'm on, my opinion might change next time I'm on. So
yeah, you're right. There you go.
Yeah. Well, this is all fluid, right? It's all fluid. Things can change. Injuries happen.
Could change. Yeah,
teams change. So true. So you don't know.
Cino could get a tight end eventually. So
yeah,
that's true.
Luke Musgrave is on the bench. He's just down there.
Nah, he's not in your starting lineup, buddy. So you better.
This is how we're doing.
It don't count. It don't count.
I was more implying a potential future trade.
There you go.
As the tight end god right now.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
I like the
You're right.
think, bro.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank
Super
you guys
fun.
for joining us. We appreciate it so much. It was awesome.
Yes.
No, thanks
for
us.
having me.
All right. Till next time.
A party bounce back. You got this.
I got this.